Hi guys, this is Marco and I'm back to provide some tips and some insights to selling on Amazon. Today's topic is going to be something very important. The topic is about how to sell on Amazon using different business models. We are going to actually talk about this in two parts. The first part is going to focus on dropshipping, retail arbitrage, and online arbitrage. These are the methods that are considered faster, especially at the beginning when you're just starting your business on Amazon. The next episode is going to focus on wholesale and private label. So let's start with dropshipping. What is dropshipping? Dropshipping is when you are waiting for an order from your customers, and when the order is placed, you're gonna purchase the product from a retail or wholesaler and let them ship the product directly to the customer. This is basically cutting out any involvement with inventory. This method is usually done through fulfilled by a merchant because you're not gonna use Amazon's warehouses. It is important to respect Amazon's policy. It is important to let the package, the order, always look like it's coming from you, the seller, and not your supplier. So the key for this method is to find the right supplier that can handle prepping and shipping for you and make sure that it's gonna be coming from you. The advantages of this method is that, first of all, there is basically no additional and upfront cost involved. You're just purchasing when an order is already placed. And also this is a method that can save you some time, because it is pretty simple and straightforward. You just need to place an order and fulfill the order from the customer. Some of the downsides are, first of all, you don't have control over the product. So you are not able to make some kind of a quality check on your product. And also, you're not gonna be taking care of prepping and shipping. So sometimes it's gonna be hard to follow Amazon standards when it comes to prep and shipping. Also, since you are purchasing the product only when the customer already placed the order, you might experience some long handling time and even some unfulfilled orders. So the key for this is finding the right supplier. You can find right supplier using some kind of a tool, research tool that have a supplier directory. So you just contact them and you ask if they offer dropshipping solutions. After this, another tool you might want to use is help desk tool, because you have to handle a lot of communication between you and the buyers and between you and the suppliers. So you can use an advanced CRM tool like BigCRM, BQool's BigCRM, that combines messages from Amazon directly from your buyers and also messages from an external email that you're using to communicate with your suppliers. The next business model we want to talk about is arbitrage. Arbitrage is a method where you are finding discounted items in local retail stores or online, and then you resell it at a higher price on Amazon. Arbitrage is usually divided in retail and online. Retail is when you do it locally on real stores, and online is when you do it online. This is also considered a very good method to start selling on Amazon at the beginning because it is rather cheap. There is not a big cost and investment involved in the beginning. And it's also not too complicated to understand. It's pretty straightforward. You can also use the fulfillment method FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So you don't have to take care of the shipping. You're just only gonna take care of sourcing. So the main focus is the sourcing and prices. First of all, you need to find the right bargains. It's all about finding the discounted items in local store like Walmart. And you also need to make sure that you're checking the same product on Amazon to make sure that the profit is there to be made. So it is recommended to use tools that can analyze prices on Amazon. Also, it is recommended to only source products that are already on Amazon, so you don't have to create new listings. What are the disadvantages of this method? Mostly, I would say time involved, because you have to physically go to stores and purchase the products. Also, there is a limit of how big you can become. So it's not very scalable because you are actually going to the store and finding discounted items, and the items change all the time. So you cannot find a regular product to sell. Which tool can you use? When you're dealing with arbitrage, the most important tool, I think, is a repricer. Because after you have purchased the product, you want to make sure that you're going to sell it on Amazon for a profit, and at the same time, you're going to win the buy box. So if you use a repricer, the repricer, first of all, will help you set min prices. So you're going to know that you're not going to go below the profit for a loss. And most importantly, the repricer will help you win the buy box. So you're going to get the sales. And if you get the sales, even if the profit is a bit lower, you're going to get the money and the sales, and thanks to the volume. While using a repricer, make sure that you also set max prices correctly. You don't want max prices that are too high, because otherwise Amazon will delist your items. So make sure that max prices are not unreasonable, but they are also calculated using, for example, an ROI percentage. And then when you're using a repricer, you also want to make sure that you're only repricing products that you have inventory of. So when you go out of stock and you know you're not going to replenish, just pause the repricing. And for now, in BQool's Repricing Central, you can do this manually using bulk action, but I can anticipate that our devs are working on a solution to automate this process, and we will keep you posted about this solution. When you are dealing with arbitrage, you also would like to maybe alternate retail with online. When you're doing online, most of the things we said, they're still valuable, but at the same time, there are a few differences. First of all is obviously sourcing. The sourcing is done online, so there are some new opportunities for finding the products. First of all, since you don't have to drive physically to a store, you are not limited by store hours. And secondly, you can actually purchase from stores that are not physically present in your state. So you can source basically from everywhere in the net. Also, you can purchase larger quantities. You can deal with larger quantities. And this is obviously good because if you find the right product, you can purchase more of it. But this could also turn into a downside if you're not careful enough of how much quantity you're purchasing. So just make sure to make your research first and see how popular the item is online. An additional tool over the one we already discussed that you can use is deal sites. If you use these deal sites, you can always find some good coupons, for example, to use online and purchase for a better product and a better price. One last thing you can do when you're dealing with arbitrage is to ask for feedback and increase your store metrics. To do this, you can use a feedback tool like BigCRM that we just mentioned. BigCRM can also send automatic feedback requests, so your customer will leave a 5-star, hopefully a 5-star feedback for your store. For now, this is it, and in the next episode we're going to talk about wholesale and private label, methods that are considered a bit more advanced for a later time. If you have any question about what we talked today, please leave a message below, and if you're interested in our products, you can start a free trial now by clicking on the link below. For now, this is all. Thank you for watching.